I'm just gonna be reading some of these uh Reddit stories that are probably gonna make me mad, to be honest. Uh, they probably are, but all right. From the from the affair partner of a recently found out cake eater. Why do? Oh God, I'm tired. From the affair partner of a recently found out cake eater. Why do you go back for cake when you have a family at home? Title says it all. My partner of 12 years has been discovered as a cake eater, so they've just been cheating on you. We have a whole fam. Ouch. Another kid on the way that he begged to have, so three total. What? He wanted another kid? So three total. But he's been outsourcing crumbs of cake from a new relationship. It always starts with crumbs, man. That he fantasizes having a whole cake for emotional safety while I struggled with depression and anxiety for years while running our household. He's attempted to eat cake in the past but has been caught numerous times. I'm so tired. He says several times. What? So you caught him cheating several times. He says we are the most precious thing he's ever had, and wouldn't risk it for the world, but won't discard the cakes. I don't even know how to move forward with this information. Why do you do this? Genuinely, help me understand because his worst case scenario is to have his cake needed to, and mine is divorce. I don't have the capacity to process this without some perspective of actual cake eaters. If your family was the most precious thing, you will not risk it. Yeah, have to believe his actions, not yours. Yeah, I don't think he actually loves you, girl. You're pregnant too. Oh my God. I think the best, I think the best thing for this relationship is just leave him. Like honestly, just he cheated, but he cheated. And that's it. That's it. It's terrible. I don't trying to break the habit. I 30s female. I've never physically cheated on my wife 30s female. I swear on everything that I have that I never will. She's the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I know if we broke up, I'll spend the rest of my life trying to find someone who makes me feel 1/10 of the happiness she does. So why am I so tempted to ruin everything by being a cake eater? Why? You have everything. Why do you want someone else? Why do I crush so hard on other women and find myself wanting to get close to them and flirt with them? I have ADHD. I do not think that's it. And I know it's a dopamine seeking behavior. I crave excitement and newness, even when, maybe especially when, everything in my life and my relationship is going great. But why do I do it? Even though I know it can ruin everything and leave me and my wife completely broken. Like I said, I will never physically cheat on her, but that boundary is so enticing to walk that and I know even knowing that I'm flirting and or in order God Almighty, or developing emotional intimacy with other women. Wait, what? And and so enticing, and I know even knowing that I am forming such or developing emotional intimacy with other women I'm attracted to will destroy her. Oh my God. I genuinely want to know how to snap myself out of it for good and stop this behavior. Has anyone successfully come back from being a cake eater and managed to remain physically and emotionally loyal to their partner? And if so, how do you do it? I think you this feels this feels as crazy as it sounds. Yeah, it's insane. But Tyrant, the hell is it? It is a once weekly injection prescription. You heard that. Where did that come from? It's like a rope sound. Bro, going insane. Nothing else is open. So it's like a drug. It's absolutely dulled all of my dopamine seeking behaviors. I've never been monogamous until now. It's wild. Can you tell me more about this? I'm not sure how it works, but they are working on understanding it, but it seems to change how dopamine receptors work in the fundamental way is curbing all sorts of addiction, both substances and behavior. There's so many revs into it going. Yeah. Yep, me too. It's almost as a necessity. Wow. So you use like like medicine to chill out your to chill out your like dopamine seeking behaviors. Oh my god. Which kind of sounds like it's her. Uh um it kind of sounds like you just want other people you really, really, truly love, but you feel like you really want to do this. Which honestly, you shouldn't. You honestly should not do it. I knew there was nothing behind the smile, but it felt so good. I take my dog to dog care a couple of days a week because it's not fair to him to be alone all day while I'm in the office. Plus, he has too much energy. It's good. Okay. There's this woman who I've been seeing a couple of times who while dropping while doing drop off slash pickup. We probably have similar schedules because she's doing the same thing. She's doing the same. We sometimes exchange highs to be polite, but that's about it. The other day, I was walking in to pick up my dog while she was starting to pull out of the parking spot. She looked at me. I knew it was me because I was the only person walking in, and gave me a big smile as she drove off. I'm not delusional enough to think that there's any meaning behind that smile, other than she was just being nice. But her smile and I felt good nonetheless. Would I want there to be something else from a physical aspect? Absolutely not. Absolutely. What? Would I want would I want there to be something there from a physical aspect? Absolutely. But again, it's more of a fantasy than something I would act on. What the hell? Yeah, she's just being polite, nothing more. What is bothersome is realizing how you starved, how starved we allow ourselves to become. She's just being nice. What the freak, dude? The freak, dude? Ah, heck no. There's no way a girl smiling at you can get you fantasies. Oh my god. And you say and this is on Adult Street, so I'm assuming you have a partner? What? Bro, that's weird as hell. First, I'm actually boinking with an affair partner. Now I'm conflicted. I've talked to people online, here and there before, so I'm not completely new to this lifestyle, but this past week was different. This was the second time I've met this person. The first time we hung out and made out. Damn. This time we actually point, and ever since, I've been feeling horrible about it. I knew there were probably some I knew there would probably be some guilt involved, but I didn't think I was prepared for how much it would weigh on me once it actually became physical. The weird thing is, I genuinely love the connection. That's that's what makes this so confusing. I understand why people get pulled into this lifestyle because there is something about the connection and excitement that I really enjoy. But now I'm sitting here wondering if I can actually handle the other side. Parts of me feel like maybe this is just because it's the first time I've crossed the line. I've crossed this particular line. Now, see, once you cross that line the first time, you never cross it again. You obviously feel like a shitty person for doing it, so don't do it again. Maybe the guilt will fade once the initial emotions settle down. No, that's how you like that line. People have a line. Once you cross it, you become a terrible person, And that's when and this is then. Part of me feels like maybe this is, yeah. And then there's another part of me that catches myself thinking, there are people out there doing way worse than me. But honestly, I know that's not really a justification. It feels more like something I'm telling myself because I'm trying to feel less shitty about what I did. So now I'm stuck wondering, am I feeling this guilty because it's new and I'm not really used to the reality of it yet? It's my brain telling me that this just isn't something I can live with. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking or not. Maybe the first time because it's different for those who of you who have been doing this for a while. Did the guilt eventually get easier, or did you eventually realize the guilt was trying to tell you something? Maybe I'm just a person or was totally checked out of my relationship, but the guilt never hit me. What hit me was guilt when I kissed another man and it wasn't my favorite. That was you. Oh my goodness. So you didn't really love the person you had a relationship with, your fair partner. You actually did have a connection with, and you actually loved them. And when you cheated on them, then you felt guilt. Maybe this isn't for you. Maybe it is. Only you'll be able to know whether the guilt phase or not. What you do is totally up to you and no one else. That is true. First time is always the weirdest. It passes, especially when you remember why you're in this situation for the first time. Like you feel like you are every horrible thing in the world. I still feel guilt, but it does get easier. It reminds yourself what you're doing. I've been someone who, according to them, was not about to get over it. I I think talking about it and trying to understand what you feel helps to process it better. Help process it better. Seems like you actually love the person you're cheating on, but you also like your fair partner, which is not a good thing. You should pick one. And then this might sound a little messed up, but I truly hope the guilt doesn't leave you and it still stays as what it is. Because the guilt is trying to tell you something that you shouldn't be doing this. You need to either A, pick one of them, or B, leave both of them behind and start a completely new relationship with someone completely different and learn from this experience. Look, at the end of the day, you do you, but I'm just giving my advice, dude. This is a, this is a terrible place. I still don't know what drove me to choose a fair partner over your father. What the freak? Cautionary tears to all WPs. Wayward partner. Cautionary tear to all wayward partners, and a reminder to stick to your BP. Blue pill, originating from the internet dating philosophy. It can also be betrayed partner. Mm, maybe this post is both a lesson of life slash death and love slash infidelity. And but here it goes. This is both for you, the partner, partners, slimy in your shame, and the betrayed partners, seething with distress and anger. I've been constantly lied to and betrayed by my husband. Half a year I finally found out about the previous 8 years of lies. My dad was diagnosed with cancer. He died 3 weeks after his diagnosis at the start of this year at age 67. My mother and him separated when I was 11 because she cheated on him. And when asked to choose between my dad or a fair partner, she chose her affair partner. She broke up after we continued to bring home different men every 6 to 12 years. She's been with her current partner for 10 years finally. So she finally found the right person. Every different dude 6 to 12 months. If you've been like if you've been like living with your mom and you've been seeing that, you definitely feel some sort of type of way, bro. You definitely feel like some sort of type of way. Anyways, um, when my mom had her affair, my dad stopped supporting her. Good. Supporting her because he loved her, and he wasn't going to let her actions diminish the values he had fought his whole life to get. He had always been the black sheep in his family. While they were all preoccupied with status and prestige, he valued beauty and life, connection, atonement, and care. So he lived those values even when in the face of her plain disrespect. In turn, she told me years after their divorce she had lost respect for him when he must have clearly known what she was doing with her male friend first, and still let her do it and support the friendship. Oh my god, bruh. A few months before my dad died, I talked to him about that time in his life. He said that he should have probably been more attentive and done more, talked more. And I am now so relieved that I told him that none of this was his fault. She could have done a million things right. She could have brought it up. She could have separated, but she chose to cheat on him. And then I tell him she didn't want him anymore. W child line, W child. A few weeks after my dad passed, I gave my mother a ride to his grave. She talked a bit about the relationship, that they'd been so happy, that there had been things that they'd been so happy that there had been things that pissed her off, but there were, but that they had such a good life. Now that after his death, she realized that until today, she doesn't understand what the hell had brought her to have an affair. That she regrets it to this day. She only found out about my dad's diagnosis and death after he was gone, because she was not a person that had reached out. She was heartbroken over this, and yet it's a natural consequence of choice she made 25 years ago. Obviously, you broke the man's heart, and you're gonna expect him to just be like, "Hey, I'm gonna die." Like what? Yeah. My dad died as a man of care, love, and have taught people that connection is always more important than being right. My mother will live in regret and avoidance, and I pity her as much as I pity my wayward partner by now. Yeah, that's a shitty wife. Why would you do something you're gonna regret? That doesn't make any sense. If you are a wayward partner, know how much you're losing out. Your own avoidance is robbing you of what you want to get to. Is robbing you of what you want to get to. You always feel like life happens too fast, be terrified of death, feel like you need to cram more experiences in your life and have and get more because you aren't facing life, the problem, the people in it, and the beauty that connection brings. You are the reason you're suffering. This will only change once you decide to value truth over superficial joy and numbness. If you're a betrayed partner, if you are a betrayed partner, know that even in this pain, even although you didn't deserve any of this, you will live a better life because you are true to yourself. Don't let another person's dysfunction take your life away from you. There are so many people who love you, who will learn from all the things you are enduring now. Maybe even your wayward partner, if they open their eyes. Thank you for sharing. I still don't know what drove me to choose a fair partner over your father. What? I will never believe such an expression. I'm sure deep down they know why they did it, but they decided not to admit it themselves. If they had speak up if they would speak up aloud, they would have to take a look in the mirror and see the true person to look back. If they don't like the person, yeah, like they OP put it into perfect words. Honestly, I don't know. I honestly don't know what I can say. They said it incredibly well, and they truly did. I don't know what else to add to this. I don't think I can actually add to this. This is put very well. But yeah, just don't cheat, man. I don't I don't care what the excuse is. Just don't cheat. Like, unless they're putting paws on you, emotionally abusing you, just don't cheat, man. If you fell out of love, just leave. If that truly is happening, tell someone, like a loved one, then go to the police and then just leave. I know that's much harder to say, especially as a dude, because I know women have such a different experience. But just like, I don't know, just try. Yeah, there's soap after Cheeto. Yeah, there is obviously. But yeah, um, yeah. Just know you are appreciated and loved, and I'm out.